Yo, what's up guys? Today we're taking a look at a league race where I didn't do any practice or any warm-up whatsoever on F125. We're going in cold. Let's see how we do. It's a race on Monza in GSR Split 2, a German league with some very quick drivers. It's a 50% race after a full qualifying session. Yes, a full qualifying. So of course the qualifying will be very hard. You're on board now with my very first lap. After not doing any practice. I kind of lied, I did half a lap of TT practice. But yeah, I didn't really have time. And I'm in reserve in this league. So I just wanted to see how we can do without any practice. And today we're going to find out, as in the very first lap. As you can see, I hit the grass. Luckily I took enough fuel. Because it's just important that we get a lap in here. Of course, it's a full qualifying session. As you can see in the top right, it's 17 people. And at the time, the mistake I kind of already had made is that I didn't know how many people would drop off if there are 17 people. And the mistake there is only 2 people are gonna drop off. But we're gonna treat it like 5 people or more are gonna drop off. I thought maybe half of the top, I don't know, I thought it was calculated or something. So yeah, I didn't really take into, consideration that only 2 people would drop off here. So here we're on board for my very first lap, which, yeah, for a first lap, as you're not warmed up whatsoever, I don't think it was too bad. But yeah, to put me through, it's not easy, especially on a grid that is all right. I think this is a nice grid for me to drive. Let's see what we can do. I can see in the top left already some people have put in a time. First times have come in 19.1 I see in the top left. But let's see what we can do on our first lap here. Crossing the line on the first set of tires. It's a 1:19.0. It puts us 4th place actually. But I was not confident in this. So I went out on new tires and I thought if I mess up again, as we do here unfortunately, I still have a 3rd set left, which of course you don't want to use in a full qualifying in a Q1. But as you can see, in the first lap of our 2nd tires, we mess up. And then we are on board for my 2nd lap, because again, we took enough fuel. Still not optimal tire wear, of course, but we're up after the first sector. Let's see what we can do in the rest of this qualifying session. Braking at the 100, and again, we're gonna hit the grass and mess up. So that's pretty much we're still going green. We're still gonna continue as we go wide. We're still a 10th up, but it wasn't great. And now we know that we have to send it in the rest of the lap, and unfortunately I lose the car there. Also really missing out. We're still, you can see on the top right, we're just losing time. And as you can also see by the time left, here we're gonna send it, but we're not gaining any time, and I actually didn't really do my overtake the right way. We're not gonna gain half a second in the last lap. So I have to use my 3rd set here in Q1 to even get through. We're 14th and we're not through yet. So this is the lap that matters going into turn 1 and 2. We are a little bit more aggressive, of course, we're going on fresher tires, so we should be better. But we're only 10th up, and I think we need about half a second here to even make it through. Of course, not knowing what the times are exactly gonna be, but we're on a 19.0 and we're not looking good in 15th place. Sending it through the 2nd chicane there. Not too bad. It's 2/10 up, then into the first Lesmo. It's not better than my previous time, and then trying to get the exit right here. Go really aggressive, but again, it wasn't that nice. We're only 2/10 up and we need some more. So going into Ascari, we're gonna have to send it here. This is the last lap. We do not have fuel or time for another one. So we send it in. And look at the top right. What a massive time gain there. As we are half a second up. And now we only need the last corner to hopefully make it through here. Let's see what we can do. Brake at the 50 meter. Get on the power straight away. As it is nicely through the last corner. And let's see where it puts us. With 6/10 up, it puts us 5th. So at the end, we're comfortably through, but we're on the back foot for Q2. As you can see the times here. We're on the back foot because we have unfortunately used 3 sets. That was kind of my warm-up here. You can see how much time you lose, how much percentage there already is. So this is my first run on actually the 11% tires, because I thought if we're gonna make it through, we can only use 2 sets in this qualifying, in this second session. So let's first use the ones that are the worst. So we still have one kind of decent set left for Q3. Going through the lap, it wasn't actually that bad of a lap so far. Let's see what we can do in the rest of the lap. It's not looking too bad. It's not that aggressive as well. It's not on the limit. As you can see, we missed the apex completely there. Getting on the ERS. The only benchmark we really have is the last lap on Q1, which actually was... I felt pretty good on that lap, but it wasn't that great. But it's still, without the practice, yeah, we're gonna take it, you know. And we got through. But let's see where it puts us. Here we are on worse tires, of course. Some cars in the way. But overall, the lap wasn't that bad. It was just not on the limit. But let's see what we do. We're trying to get a little toe at the end here. And we're gonna cross the line. It's actually a 19.0 again. The first lap that we did in Q1. As you can see, it puts us 6th. Which puts us down into 10th as we are on the second set of tires. Now, these tires should be a little bit better. But as you can see, we're already a 10th up. And we need all the time that we can find. A 19.0 would have put us out in Q1. So in Q2, to put us in the top 10, we probably need an 18.5 or lower again. Again, here you can see we hit the grass. And we're gonna mess up the second chicane. And I'm looking at the top right if we have time to go again. And I see that we still have the time. So I went again. Here we are up on our time. We have to send it through the last corners. We're only up by half a tenth though. So trying to send it into Ascari, unfortunately, did not make it through. And with our 19.0, that puts us 15th place. This is Q3, the end of the lap times. Here you can see pretty fast times. So we're gonna go into the race, starting P15. Someone got a grid penalty, so we're gonna start P14 here. The strategy is a medium hard. You can actually barely make it. You have to pit as late as you can, and then you can make it with the medium hard. We're gonna start on the mediums, not do anything different. Hopefully stay with a lead train or do something at the start here. But the most important thing is keeping our nose clean and maybe getting, you know, a little bit warmed up, as we are also without any race practice. So in the first few laps, being on the limit straight away will not be easy. So let's see when the lights are out. Let's see what we can do. It's a decent start. It's not that great, but we are gaining some time. Let's see where we can position our car. We do not, it's not AI, so we cannot just go send it to the inside, but we're gonna park our car on the inside, which makes for the outside of the next corner. Slip out a little bit and someone in front of me gets a snap of oversteer or something happens, so we get past. And that's from 14th up to 12th position straight away, using some battery to defend from the guys behind. But that's a nice start. We're gonna go on board for this whole first lap here to see if we can make up some more positions. Here these curbs are deadly if you hit them the wrong way, but we're nicely through and up into 12th position. We are. Let's see what we can do in the rest of the lap though. You can see that everyone's kind of getting used to it. It's gonna form a DRS train, of course, on Monza. Very fast circuit and so much DRS that yeah, there's just gonna be a bunch of DRS trains and it's gonna be hard to overtake, as we see some people have fallen out, and this is what we need in the race. We have unfortunately gotten our first warning there, not being used going into the race, going into Ascari with the fuel and in a racing situation. But after the first lap we're up to 11th, which is actually decent, you know. We have kept our nose clean, and we have to use the people that, we have to take advantage of the people that will make mistakes in this race, as the DRS train is now going to form up as in front of us. He's going to go for a move, but he gets on the grass, so he's going to unfortunately spin out for him. But that's us up into 10th spot straight away into the points. And now in front of us we have some battery. We're going to deploy here. It's not the best place to deploy actually. I should have not used the DRS, as we also go in the grass and we get a very bad exit. It's not too bad though. But we're going to skip on now to lap 3. Nothing really happened, but I felt good behind Sai Vior. So we have bunched some ERS up. It is a DRS train, as you can see, but we're gonna blast all the ERS because we were up by so much. Having saved some, we're gonna try and go for the move around the outside here, braking a little bit later than the car in front, and we get the move done. A really nice move in the DRS train, us up into 9th place now after lap 4, and this was a really important move because we're gonna speed up here, and it's not that easy. I don't know, some people always spin out, as you can see here. A car in front of us spins out, and it brings out a safety car in lap 4, which is too early to make it. So now you are thinking, what are we going to do? Should we go for a pit stop or not? We're on a McLaren, and we're not going to do the real life mistake, as everyone behind us will probably pit. So it's much better to just go into the fresh tires. We go onto the hards, knowing they will not make it to the end of the race. We're going to have to make another pit stop, but by lap 6, hards should be faster than the mediums. So we're on the better race tire than the cars in front of us here. And we're actually in quite a good position, you might think. We don't know exactly how the strategy will play out. Of course, we can make it comfortably when we make another pit stop a little bit later than the medium runners in front of us. But as you can see here, it's a decent safety car restart. So in lap 7 here, I brake a little bit late, and we also touched the grass there. Luckily, nothing happening, but in front of us, another 2 cars in the grass, in the gravel, and we say bye-bye because we're now up to P7, already making up 7 positions on the grid. Really nice, as we're gonna move up to lap 8. Again, I felt very nice in the race. Yannick is on the mediums. I am not sure if he was on fresh mediums by now, but we're gonna pressure him into using some overtake here, trying to make him use some overtake. It's a DRS train, there's not a lot you can do, but that's something we can do because we feel like we have the pace in front of us. It is going down, you can see here, a car is moving side to side. It's actually gonna come across the Red Bull there, and a little bit moving. I don't think he's gonna do it on purpose, but we're gonna try and be optimistic here, going to the inside there. And we're also gonna take advantage of, I think, a medium runner that is on old mediums, on bad tires. So that's us up into 6th positions already, as we're doing very good so far. Now moving on to lap 9. Some people pit, so we're up into 5th place so far. Of course, the medium runners, this is the pit window for the medium runners that started on the medium tires. And yeah, I felt pretty good, as here Yannick's in front of me still felt like he had worse pace, and we have now, I felt like we had more ERS, and it's actually gonna make a really good move here using all the battery. And we're gonna get past into the chicane. Let's see if we can hold it together. It looks good, and we're actually up to 4th position now. So it's so far going really well, as we are now behind Leno. Oh no, excuse me, Colbastico on the hard tires. I think he pitted as well to the hards. I'm not 100% sure, as the first place still is on the mediums. And we're going to speed up here a little bit, coming up to, I was talking about these curbs, and here, as you can see, we're gonna make our first mistake. We were doing so good, and unfortunately this mistake cost us the DRS in front of me, and we were not that comfortable on ERS. Still trying to get back in ERS here, trying to use a lot of ERS, trying to get back into the 1 second of Colbastico in front, but you can see we do not have the battery to do that. And of course, that mistake, unfortunately, is going to cost me massively. And because I was thinking that maybe the car behind me had some ERS so we could get back to the lead here, I let Xavier through, hoping that we could work together and get back to the lead train. Unfortunately, he was not able to do so. So a lap passed, and we lost actually a second more to Colbastico in front. First car pits, but we're gonna get past because I just felt faster. And even in a DRS train in first place on this track, if you can manage your ERS good, and I felt good. I felt like I had good pace. We're gonna move on to lap 15 as Colbastico in front of us had pit in lap 14. Now we're gonna pit as well, and let's see where we come out. Going on to fresh hards. We have hards till the end very easily. We're comfortably through the hards. Some people are gonna be on much older tires. So coming out of the pits, it is gonna be very close. Let's see, but we come just about ahead of Colbastico, who somehow lost a lot of time in his outlap. But it's very important for us. However, as you can see by the battery levels, we're very low on battery. And more people are gonna pit here. Can we stay in front of Colbastico? Not really. He's gonna go for the move down the inside. I didn't make it that hard as I didn't want to cost time. Also, I was quite comfortable staying behind Colbastico as I could maybe save some ERS here. However, last time we made a mistake into the chicane, and we should not do that again. Going into the chicane again here. Just again, I don't know what it is behind Colbastico. But we're making the mistake, and now we're under pressure from all of the cars behind us. And luckily we're able to maintain at least 8th position here. But again, Colbastico in front of us is gonna get away here from the DRS. Again, I felt faster than a medium runner. After a couple of laps, they already are gonna die. So we're gonna get past Savior again. Now 1.9 seconds behind Colbastico, and in front of him are the cars that pitted on lap 10. So they have much worse tires. As you can see, we skipped now to lap 23. We managed to catch up to the cars ahead. Of course, they are on much worse tires. But Colbastico is not able to get past. Also on 13 seconds now. So now we finally caught up. And without ERS, we're going to save up the ERS. Skipping on to lap 25, I was able to save the ERS. But now it's important that we get on the attacking modus. Colbastico on the same, maybe 1 lap older tires. But if you can get past Colbastico, it's maybe easier to get past Norris. And the car in front of him here, we're going to try and go for the move here. Both on ERS and DRS. We had a lot of ERS, so we're going to go try and make the same move around the outside. He tries braking late as well. We're gonna barely make the corner, but we're gonna make the move there, luckily. However, we're gonna have to use a lot of battery here, getting back into the cars in front. Can we still, in these last 2 laps, do something for Norris? We're gonna skip on and stay on board for the last lap. As you can see, my battery is very low, so it's gonna be very hard to get past Norris. We could sit comfortably in the DRS of Leno, as you can see in the top left, for quite a while. So not sure what his battery levels are, but he's also flashing. And here I thought I should save as much battery as I can just for that last important straight, and maybe we can do something. It will be very hard to get past Leno, but maybe some opportunities will rise in these last couple of corners. And we go quite deep there, unfortunately. In this corner here, also not perfect, but the exit is alright. Using some battery, but also knowing that I need to save some battery for the last straight, because here we're not gonna have a chance and we just need to send it through Ascari. We're only on 1 warning so far, so we're gonna send it through Ascari, getting the exit most importantly right. And look at the run we get out of Ascari on Norris. His light starts flashing, and we're gonna use some battery. We're gonna move to the outside. Can we make this move in the last corner of the last? What looks like we get past. He tries to send it down the inside. We leave the space, but we're gonna get the move done there. Unfortunately, not enough time to get past Leno, but it's a nice comeback drive at the end of the day. Without any practice or warm-up whatsoever, driver of the day. I hope you guys enjoyed this race. If you did, smash that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.